Okay.
This is a gardener in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Yes.
What is your name, please?
Fadi.
Fadi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's possible to have a little piece of chunk of the olive tree. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're very nice.
Where are you from?
You're from Israel,
My mom from American New York.
from America. Jewish.
My father Romanian.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
am here 22 years I work here.
Okay.
Are you the gardener?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very magical spot right over there.
What?
There's a spot of magic right over there.
The original bottle.
That one? Oh, but what about that one?
1,205. But that one
This one?
in the middle.
How old is this tree?
It's more than 2,000.
2,000 years?
From the roots, more than 2,000.
Wow.
That's the oldest one in the grove. That's the second oldest over there?
That one old.
Yeah.
But that one original.
That's the original.
Yes.
That's
when
the
Jesus
original.
When Jesus was here, that was here.
Christ.
Yeah, where he wept.
Where
It
you
must
live in
be-
Israel?
Oh, Jerusalem.
Here?
Yes.
Where? My mom, she lives behind the Jaffa Cave.
Okay.
And where you have a garden in your home?
Yes.